Okay, join me for this Battersea parkrun, full send. Just have a listen to the intensity of the start. I've got Thom, my mate, recording on the rollerblades. He has a look at his view. It's just a little bit bouncy as he gets up to speed, but he did a phenomenal job, and we'll chat to him afterwards and you guys can decide who had the easier job, me as a runner or him as a rollerblades on these slippery, wet roads.
Sorry, thank you.
Okay, so it's very early stages in this parkrun, and I'm hoping there's a couple of runners that come with me. I know from the results the week before, the winning time was 15:00 and 15:01. If I get around that time today, I'll be quite happy. So I'm really hoping for a bit of competition to keep me on my toes. But from these early stages, it really looks like there's a good chance of it being a solo time trial, and I just have a feeling it might be me versus the clock. Let's go for that sub 15. Here's the chasing guys right behind me. Very stacked parkrun, very competitive, and absolutely awesome to see. I've done about 1 million laps of Battersea Park in my life, but since moving out 7 months ago to the countryside, I don't come here as often as I used to, so it's really nice to give it a full send and good go on these roads once again. Just a reminder that this first K is all about active warm-up, settling into that rhythm and flow and laying the foundation for what's to come. Ideally, you probably want to hit goal pace from this first kilometer in the hope that it'll feel fairly comfortable. This is my first harder effort since I finally broke sub 220 in the marathon distance at Berlin Marathon 2.5 months before this. Yes, I've done good harder sessions, but there's nothing quite like a full send with no breaks in between, so I really don't know what to expect. I've trained well, but I've also been quite sick. A week before this I was actually bedridden, so it's really nice that the body's feeling strong-ish and I'm giving it a good go. I'm running in the Adidas Pro Force today for the first time. Nothing more motivational than new shoes day, and I'll speak through my thoughts on them a little bit later. Here I go through the first kilometer in 3.00, 3 minutes on the dot, and this is basically 15-minute dead time. But if I'm going to break sub 15, I know there's quite a bit of traffic towards the end of the second lap, then I kind of need to put a bigger shift in now. That chasing pack behind me is massive. It looks like they're all sharing the work, and well, I'm going to have to put in a big shift if I'm going to stay in front of them. My Pro 4's definitely had a lot more grip than Thom on his skates. He did a phenomenal job of showcasing this parkrun. It wasn't the easiest, it was quite slippery for him, but he managed to film the whole thing quite well and obviously was very safe. He's a runner himself, so he's very mindful of other runners. And it's parkrun, which is for everyone, so safety comes first at all times. It's still very early on in this 5k parkrun, but ideally with my heart rate being at 162, I would want to push that a little bit higher. I tend to push it a lot higher in the summer when it's warmer versus in the winter when it's cooler. However, let's see if we can ramp that up as the parkrun goes on. The highest I've pushed it to this year was when I ran a 5k in 14:46, and I think it was about 28 degrees Celsius. It was a very warm day, and I pushed it to 188. I know I'm obviously not going to get it that high today, but let's see how close we can get to that. I am running with my head cam, as you can tell, but for the purpose of this video I thought this recording came out really nicely, so we're just going to go with these angles for this one. So let me put a few things into perspective for you. My 5k PB is 14:34. I ran that 2 years ago. This year I ran 14:38, so just 4 seconds slower. I would like to hit those levels again as we peep behind me, and no one coming closer just yet, but we know there's a big chasing pack. So like I said, this is my first hard send since Berlin Marathon. It's pretty much dusting off the cobwebs, but I have been training harder through illness, unfortunately, so I did not know what to expect today at all. I'm running in my new blue and white leopard design kit. I absolutely love it. You've got to feel the part to run the part. I'm probably going to run London Marathon in this, potentially with split shorts if it's a little bit warmer, but it's available to all on my website, so if you want to treat yourself, go grab some merch there. Come on, Nick, let's put in a big shift here. I know it's just parkrun, but at the same time, absolutely nothing wrong with pushing a 5k parkrun hard. And, well, if I'm going to reach higher heights this year and for a few years to come, well, then it's simple. I need to get the body used to and as comfortable as possible at snapping out of this uncomfortable zone. Yes, it burns like hell and your brain screams at you to slow down, but you got to face those demons, take them head on, push yourself, say no to them, be stubborn, because it is always worth it at the end of the day. That we know. There's some wet leaves up this middle section, so Tom's heart rate may even be a little bit higher than mine.
It's almost on my lap 1. So far so good. Haven't slipped on any of these. Nick's flying. Here's a situation.
Thanks for the update there, Tom, and showing us the situation. Looks like the chasing pack has fallen a little bit further behind, but as we know, a lot happens in the second half, and in particular the last third of a race, so it's still very early days. That second kilometer was 3:01. Ideally, I probably needed that to be sub 3 if sub 15 is going to be realistic, but in my mind right now I'm thinking we can make it up towards the end. Let's keep chasing that and not slow down.
Yes, but big man Pat in the house.
Massive shout out to Pat over there and the other marshals. I know with Battersea parkrun being in excess of 1,000 people, I think there's probably over 50 to 60 marshals at this parkrun. Phenomenal, and thank you guys. Without you, this would not be possible. Okay, let's fast forward the section while we let Tom get his breath back and catch up to us. Here's a look at what it looks like coming through the halfway stage of this parkrun. Okay, past halfway, heart rate at 167, we need to push that higher. Probably not feeling as comfortable as it should be, but let's put in a big shift. 1 lap to go. Pace is dropping ever so slightly. I'm looking at my watch a little bit more than I was in the beginning, and I'm fighting to try and keep that as close to sub 3 as possible. Yo, this is getting hard, I'm not gonna lie, and it's a reminder that there is no hiding in these full send efforts.
Support's out there on the home field. Come on, Nick. Last lap push. You're well clear of the pack. The best park run in the country, maybe even the world.
Okay, so I know in the past I've always managed to find something in the last kilometer. So kilometer 3 to 4 is usually the hardest of a 5k. Let's see if we can find something here. There's no one behind me, so it's us versus the clock for now. I know I'm going to hit quite a bit of traffic coming up, and I'm completely fine with that. It's parkrun, it's for everyone. I understand, and at some stages I actually come to a complete stop, but at the same time you can't stress about it. It's parkrun, it's not a race, and well, that's going to happen. In fact, one of the ladies came up to me afterwards and said she loved getting overtaken by me. She finished in 31 minutes. She was absolutely buzzing, and rightly so. She put in a big shift, and that's what parkrun's all about. It's for everyone, and it's the best way to start the weekend.
The support's out there. Sorry.
1 mile to go, and I know deep down inside that sub 15's off the cards. My pace is slipping, my form is not quite the same, but we don't give up. Hell no. Let's take a closer look at the Pro Force.
Of the absolutely beautiful Adidas Pro Force in action.
so here's my initial thoughts on the Pro 4s that I ran in for the first time today. They feel super smooth yet responsive. So you have a soft landing, yet you get really good energy return. But what I would say is, if you're in doubt between sizes, I would go half a size to a full size bigger. What a shoe, and I can see it being a real hit, especially with the retail price being the same as its predecessor, the Pro 3. Okay, back to business. And remember, when you start getting fatigued like this, like I am now, those negative thoughts really start piling in, telling you to slow down. Block them out, shut them out, and focus on form. I'm focusing on driving my arms, even though I'm not quite driving them as well as I was in the beginning. I'm thinking about that, and then I'm thinking it's just 2 more turns and then we're there. My heart rate is probably not as high as it should be, considering the way I'm embracing the burn at the moment. I'm trying to push, but at 169 I know I can push a little bit harder. But this was a reminder to myself that if you've been out of practice in the 5k distance, especially post Berlin, I had a huge celebration. I'm just getting back into it, and you almost need to remind the body to push hard. Yes, the mind wants to go, but if the body's not used to it, it actually takes a bit of practice to reach those desired levels you expect from yourself. Time to dodge, duck, dip, dive and dodge. Come on, hold that form all the way through to the line. Here we go through the 4th kilometer in 3:05, slowing just a little bit. Not ideally what I want, but can we push hard for this last K? Okay, be with me in spirit, enjoy this last kilometer, and let's embrace this burn that just never gets old.
Happy birthday!
Birthdays and buggies, just beautiful to see. The camera's going to get a little bit bouncy up this finishing stretch, as you can imagine, but let's try and find the gaps, take them where we can, but be as safe as possible, of course.
Final push.
Okay, let's have a look at a few stats from this parkrun. So here's my heart rate, max of 171. Ideally, I would like to push that a little bit harder, but as you know, I'm a little bit out of touch. Here's a look at my cadence at 189. I'm pretty happy with that, but I need to increase my stride length if my speed is going to improve, and I'm going to do that by doing a combination of running drills, more sessions, plyometric strength work, and reformer Pilates. Predominantly running within zone 5 as to be expected. Oh, I had to jump on the mud a little bit over there, and white shoes are my favorites, but as we know, once you wear them once and they go in the mud, they're never going to be the same. I go left around the bandstand here, Thom goes right, and well, it gets a little bit too busy, so we'll cut towards the end. 400 meters to go, 1 lap of the track. Come on, Nick, all you've got. Last kilometer, 3:08, with a little bit of weaving and dodging, and here's a look at me coming in.
Killer. Okay, so pretty much got 15:15. To be honest, I'm not that happy with that. Yeah, the goal sort of at the moment is a 14:30 5k, so 45 seconds off that. Obviously it is parkrun, it's my first full send in 2.5 months. So cobwebs are off, but a lot of work to do. But anyways, always worth it, always good fun. Check out the vibes here at Battersea, there's well over 1,000 people. And yeah, I think today I had the easy job. Thom on the rollerblades. How was it?
Harder than Dulwich, definitely. Yeah, it's a very, very busy one, but very fast. That's the problem. There's some really quick guys out there. Yeah, it's great.
There's the rollerblades.
And it's wet.
Okay guys, we've got Lucas over here. Thanks for coming up to say hi.
Yeah.
How did you get into watching the channel?
Through your parkrun videos, so I always like doing parkrun.
Okay. And how was parkrun for you today?
Yeah, good, I got a PB, yeah.
What is your time?
18.46 today.
Nice.
So, yeah.
What's your age?
11 to 14.
14.
Yeah.
Nice. Can you get a boom shakalaka? There we go. Okay guys, I've got Chloe over here. At the end of the day. Coach has been targeting a sub 20 minute 5k. We've been knocking on the door. You've got 20 and a few seconds out of there. How did today go?
Yeah, really good. 19:36, obviously waiting for results.
Oh my days.
Massive improvement than last time. So.
19:36.
Yes.
24 seconds in the bank.
Yeah,
Easy game. You're looking fresh as well.
Yeah, I know. I think I could push harder. Classic.
Sub 19 coming through. We regroup. We go again. Last 5k as a 34-year-old. Next time I step it up to the V35 category. Boom shakalaka. Let's go.